Ancient Greek philosophy isn't just for scholars or people with an interest in dusty old books. The teachings of Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and other great thinkers can still impact our everyday lives. Their ideas were simple yet profound, touching on everything from how to live a happy life to how to face challenges with resilience and courage. In fact, many modern self-help ideas and personal development concepts are rooted in these age-old teachings. So, let's dive into some of the most impactful lessons from ancient Greek philosophy, lessons that can improve not just the next 7 years, but perhaps the rest of your life. 1. Know thyself, Socratic wisdom. One of the most powerful and timeless pieces of advice comes from Socrates: know thyself. Socrates believed that self-knowledge is the foundation of all wisdom. Without a deep understanding of who you are, what drives you, and what your strengths and weaknesses are, how can you make choices that align with your true values? In today's world, we're often so busy looking outward, at social media, at our jobs, at the endless demands of daily life, that we forget to look inward. Knowing yourself means being honest about your strengths but also being aware of your flaws and limitations. It's about recognizing your emotional triggers, understanding your fears, and figuring out what truly makes you happy. How to apply this lesson? Take time to reflect on your daily actions and decisions. Ask yourself what motivates you. Why do certain things make you feel good or bad? When you begin to understand these patterns, you can start making choices that are more aligned with who you truly are, rather than what society or others expect of you. 2. The unexamined life is not worth living, the power of reflection. This is another famous teaching from Socrates. What he means here is that a life without self-reflection, without asking deeper questions about our existence and purpose, is missing a critical dimension. If we don't stop to think about why we do what we do or what truly matters, we run the risk of living on autopilot, going through the motions without ever really feeling alive. The ancient Greeks saw life as a journey toward wisdom, and the only way to make that journey is through reflection. You can't grow as a person if you're not willing to examine your life and make adjustments along the way. In modern times, this can be hard to do because we're constantly distracted by technology, media, and the fast pace of life. However, carving out time to think deeply about our goals, relationships, and behavior can have a transformative effect. How to apply this lesson? Make reflection a habit. This can be as simple as journaling for 10 minutes at the end of each day. Write about what went well, what didn't, and how you felt. Over time, you'll notice patterns that will help you understand yourself and your choices better. 3. Happiness depends on ourselves. Aristotle on eudaimonia. Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia is often translated as happiness, but it's more about human flourishing or living a fulfilled life. For Aristotle, happiness isn't something that just happens to us, it's something we cultivate through our actions and choices. It's about living virtuously and fulfilling your potential. In a world where happiness is often confused with fleeting pleasures, like getting more likes on Instagram or buying a new gadget, Aristotle's idea is a refreshing reminder that real happiness comes from within. It's about living in alignment with your values, growing as a person, and contributing to something greater than yourself. How to apply this lesson? Take a step back from short-term pleasures and think about what brings you lasting fulfillment. Focus on personal growth, meaningful relationships, and living a life of purpose. Happiness isn't about having more, it's about being more. 4. Control what you can, accept what you can't. Stoicism and emotional resilience. The Stoic philosophers, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, emphasized the importance of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. They believe that much of our suffering comes from trying to change things that are beyond our control, like other people's actions or external circumstances. In our daily lives, we waste a lot of energy worrying about things that are out of our hands. The weather, traffic, the behavior of others, these are all things we can't control. But we can control how we respond to them. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own behavior, thoughts, and reactions, which is where we have real power. How to apply this lesson? When faced with a challenging situation, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, practice acceptance and let it go. Focus your energy on what you can do to improve the situation, rather than dwelling on what's beyond your influence. 5. Moderation in all things, the middle path. The idea of living a balanced life is central to many Greek philosophical schools, particularly Aristotle's idea of the golden mean. Aristotle believed that virtue lies in moderation, between excess and deficiency. For example, courage is the balance between recklessness and cowardice. Generosity is the balance between stinginess and extravagance. In today's fast-paced, consumer-driven world, we often swing between extremes. We work too hard, then we burn out. We indulge too much, then we crash. Greek philosophy reminds us that a balanced life is a fulfilling life, and that extremes, whether in pleasure or pain, can lead to suffering. How to apply this lesson? Strive for balance in all areas of your life. This could mean setting boundaries at work to avoid burnout, finding time for both exercise and relaxation, or eating in moderation rather than overindulging. Balance brings peace and stability. 6. Live in harmony with nature, Epicurean simplicity. Epicurus, another Greek philosopher, often gets misunderstood as advocating for a life of indulgence. In reality, he preached simplicity. He believed that true pleasure comes not from excess, but from living a simple life in harmony with nature. He emphasized the importance of friendship, simple pleasures, and freedom from unnecessary desires. In our consumer-driven world, we often think happiness comes from having more money, more stuff, more recognition. But Epicurus would argue that the happiest people are those who find contentment in life's simple pleasures, like a walk in nature, a meal with friends, or a good book. How to apply this lesson? Focus on the simple things that bring you joy. Cut out unnecessary clutter from your life, both physical and mental. Practice gratitude for what you have rather than constantly chasing more. 7. Virtue is sufficient for happiness, the Cynic's radical idea. The Cynics, like Diogenes, took the idea of virtue to an extreme. They believed that virtue alone is enough for happiness, and that all external things, like wealth, power, or social status, are irrelevant. Diogenes famously lived in a barrel and rejected all material wealth, showing that a life of simplicity and virtue was the only path to true contentment. While most of us aren't going to give up all our possessions and live in a barrel, there's a valuable lesson here. Happiness doesn't come from things. It comes from living a life aligned with your values, no matter what you have or don't have. How to apply this lesson? Think about what's truly important to you, beyond material success. Focus on building your character, being kind, and making ethical choices. At the end of the day, it's not about what you own, but who you are. Conclusion: Ancient wisdom for modern living. Ancient Greek philosophy offers us timeless wisdom on how to live a meaningful, fulfilling life. By focusing on self-knowledge, moderation, reflection, and living in alignment with our values, we can navigate the challenges of modern life with greater resilience and inner peace. Whether you're dealing with stress, searching for purpose, or striving for happiness, these life lessons provide a roadmap for a richer, more fulfilling existence. The Greeks may have lived thousands of years ago, but their insights into human nature are just as relevant today. These philosophers understood that the keys to a good life, self-awareness, virtue, and balance, are universal and timeless.